recent work on Supernatural not too long ago.
Wonderful scene that.
That was a secret we were all keeping for a while.
Were you guys surprised?
I thought I was pretty funny in that role, personally. Thought I had some big jokes in there.
And then How to Get Away with Murder.
Thanks, Rob.
Yeah, I mean, you're kicking ass.
And what about my biggest up-and-coming project? I think the three of us are involved in it at the same time, guys.
A little show called Kings of Con.
Kings of Con.
I'm actually the comedian on that one, so these guys
actually are pretty funny.
Kings of Con is, I guess, best described as a tearjerker, except for Matt's moments.
Right.
Which are real.
100%, yeah.
But yeah, no, great work lately.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rob.
Hi, my question's for Richard. Would you prefer to play the trickster or Gabriel if you were to come back?
Good question. Rich?
You can't answer for me. I believe she said Richard, not crowd. Gosh, I love playing both those characters so much. You know, the benefit of playing Gabriel is he has a vested interest in the boys and the overreaching story and what's going on with the darkness et al. You know, I think he has a bigger role in there in that department. The trickster's is so effing fun. So great. And the thing is, like, it's not like that Gabriel's totally trickster-free. Gabriel does porn, for crying out loud. You know what I mean? The man knows how to hang out. He knows how to kill a Saturday night.
Do you call him the Gabriel?
I call the Gabriel the trickster.
The Gabriel?
I call him the Gabes.
The Gabes?
That's when he texts me.
Right.
I get so into my character that I get my character's own cell phone. And my character then texts me.
The Gabe?
Oh, sorry guys, the Gabe's texting me.
Oh,
I gotta answer him on my other phone.
It's the Muck.
Either one would be awesome, and I think there's great opportunities for storylines in either direction, but it would be great to be involved in the overreaching mythology that's going on right now, so I will say Gabriel, not because you said it. But I'd love to be back as the trickster too. That would also be fun. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
Hello.
Hello. My question for all three of you is, what is the weirdest thing anyone's ever asked you?
That right there. What a freaky question.
Weirdest thing, Rich? Weirdest thing. Weirdest.
Well, good God, Lord, you're handsome from back here. You're like backlit. Rob, get back here. Look at that.
That's the poster, man.
Now I see what you mean about the pelvis.
That's the poster.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah. I take that back.
Wow.
Good Lord.
You see why I'm friends with these guys. Yeah, they always
Honestly,
feel good.
I wish all of you could come back here.
Jesus worthy.
All they're seeing is
I'll
this,
take a
guys.
picture.
Turn around, it's the light through that magical hair. The muscles shaded just so. Rich is gonna take a picture.
I'm sending that out after this panel. What?
Turn your camera, bro.
No, it's a photograph. It wasn't a video.
Oh, so photographs.
Photographs, you can, you know.
Because I've been self-conscious when I take a picture out of you, like, God, Rich says, gotta have it like this.
They should all be sideways, realistically.
Right.
Really?
No, really.
Of a tall building. You would need if a video, you know.
Watch it on a 16 to 9
video.
ratio television.
No video.
Or a photo on a. You're gonna see just a strip in the middle and a big black box.
Not a photo. But did anybody have a weird question? Did you ever come up with something?
Think of a weird.
Your beauty threw me off.
I have one weird one.
Yeah, Matt.
It's not really that weird, more inappropriate. I was at a award show, VH1 award show, and a mother came up to me with her very young daughter. Yeah. And she asked me, and this is very serious, no BS, if I would take her daughter's virginity.
How young a daughter? 5, 10, 15, 20?
She was like 14 or 15.
Yeah, that's inappropriate.
And I was in Hollywood, and she was a Hollywood mom. She has what I like to call reptilian face, when you just had a little bit too much surgery and the mouth's getting big, and I'm like, are you an iguana? I'm so confused. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? It was like too many stretches, too many tucks, pulls, flips, and flops.
I mean, it's a little close to home, but yes, we know.
That's disturbing.
And I immediately gave her my phone number. I said, I'm available next week. Let's do this.
Good for you.
That's, yeah.
I'm a stand-up guy like that. I'm trying to fulfill the needs of the fans, guys.
That's not good. I have nothing more awkward than that.
No, that's nothing. The only thing I have, it was an odd question in terms of these conventions, and it wasn't an odd question now, but at the time I didn't understand it. Early on in the convention world, one of the first questions I got was I a fan of slash fiction? And I have of course he is. Honestly, I like Guns N' Roses early on. I just didn't know the man wrote books. So I'm like, I haven't read his work, but I bet it's dynamite. Sure, I'd love to read Slash's fiction. I was so confused. You.
How are you guys?
Good, and yourself?
I'm pretty swell. My question is for Richard and Rob, but real quick, thank you for signing my Bible, guys. That was pretty rad.
You're welcome.
Okay, so how do you guys, like, being God and an archangel, how do you guys think you fought the darkness?
Oh crap, this is a hypothetical. Robbie, do it. I don't really do these, Robbie.
I don't either. I just get nervous. How do we fight the darkness?
How do you think
That we
back
would-
at the beginning you initially beat the darkness?
Oh, back in the day, pre-biblical stuff.
Oh.
So the thing is, back then there was no internet, and there was no automobiles per se. So we had to build a fire if we wanted someone on the other side of the world to even know we were here. And but that's not part of the story. I think back then I dealt a lot with smiting. So I feel like I smote him down because I smoked down most people in the Old Testament.
Yeah, you could smoke the shit out of stuff back then.
So I was smoting like crazy. Those are my smoting days. I don't smoke anymore.
Smote on the water.
65 million years clean.
Yeah.
I think I smoked the hell out of the darkness.
And by the way, we're warning to the kids, beware of secondhand smote. Because they're actually smoting going on near you. You can affect you.
So I think I smote him down with a big smoke. It was a big old smoke. Pre-internet. But yeah, smoting.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got it.
You know. That was great. You.
Based on mass confusion last night, I was wondering which of you three have actually seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
The Rocky Horror Picture, I saw it, I've seen it many years ago. I've seen it.
I saw it recently. I saw like an hour of it. It was on TV for Halloween. My rock and roll Halloween. Home at 9. But yeah, so I saw it recently. So yeah, no, that's kind of our generation, right? No, it was before us.
I saw that.
No, but
before
it was,
our time.
Yeah, it was before our time.
Still popular.
But it was still very popular when we
They were doing midnight screenings when I was in high school. I don't know if they still do that, but they were doing
yeah.
a local theater would do a Saturday night midnight screening, and a group of us went to see it.
But I have to say that, like, for some reason, I never feel comfortable doing the dance because I feel like I don't know all the moves correctly. And I've been involved in the dance so many times, I just never stopped going.
I've tried to dance so many times. I've been taught that I can't do
At what point are we doing? The part where you tell me what to do, I'm okay with.
Just
the knees together and the
I
pelvic.
tend to do
Okay with.
so much thrusting, and it's just too much thrusting.
I have flashbacks to Gil on Hero 6, and I got wow.
There's got to be there's a slash fiction for that.
Oh boy.
It's called Hero 6.
Big hero sex, you know what I'm saying? Alright, you.
Big hero, Scooby-Doo.
Hi. So I was curious, Rich, if the trickster were to come back, would he play another joke on the boys? Like,
Nope.
for example, turning the Impala human.
That's a great idea. Someone's a writer.
Turning the Impala human.
What would happen if the trickster came back is he would turn the Impala human. You think alike?
And then who would play the Impala?
Who would play like William Shatner?
Question answered, problem solved.
Problem solved, you.
So I think I know what Matt's favorite Swain song is to jam to. And I was wondering what, Richard, your favorite Swain song would be?
It fluctuates. I'm a big Loud Swain fan, and I'm not just saying that because Rob and I are buddies and I work with the band all the time. I happen to love their music. The benefit of working with a band that you also enjoy their music keeps it from being awkward. No, but I'm a huge, there's a lot of great stuff. Right, so right now, and this is like from the vault, but my jam is Mrs. Vance. Yeah, that's my jam right now. It has been in the past for a long time, and Rob knows this. It was Bandaged Hand. I was like a Bandaged Hand enthusiast, which is why when we decided to direct a video spontaneously in Vancouver, we did Bandaged Hand because like we love that song and it worked well. I'm also a big Crooked Wheel fan. I'm kind of doing it. So I'm kind of like I'm in that space right now. But right now, if I had to pick, gun to my head, I would say Mrs. Vance.
Nice. Thank you.
Thanks.
Matt, just out of curiosity, what is?
I mean, Mama's Jam is definitely I really fell in love last week, or wherever we were last, with Worlds Collide. I always liked it, but it meant I just learned a bit more, right?
Yeah.
Paul?
Yeah.
Just meeting him and just putting two and two together. The song was written kind of about him, right? And it was a different performance having him sitting in the audience. I thought you were connected in a different way. It was cool. Also, like Rich says, the Swain songs are awesome. I mean, She Waits, I'm crazy about. So many songs. I mean, Rich and I, if you guys make sure you come to the concert tonight, you know that Rich and I are standing behind that screen going like this.
It's true.
That's awesome.
And we really enjoy it. It's fun to stand behind.
I didn't even know that.
Dude, this guy is sweaty by song 3. Like, sweaty.
I didn't know, like a few months ago, I was like, so what happens backstage? You guys partying and chilling out, talking? And he was like, no, we're all watching the screen. Like everybody's watching somebody good perform or nervous. Like,
and everybody who's got to go on is nervously practicing their thing in their head, and then we're also orchestrating who comes out and who doesn't come out. Like,
there's a whole...
It's its own theater happening on back there.
But it's not like backstage party, like, oh yeah, they're gonna be done soon, they'll party. Like, we're all like, okay, I gotta go next. Or like you're watching the song, like everybody's like super into it, man. That's awesome. Cool. Tonight's spectacular, make sure you're here for it. It has quickly become like the backbone, as I like to say, of the Supernatural Weekend. I think Supernatural Weekend doesn't exist without that anymore. It's just so awesome.
This is really not one of these things where it's a ploy to make you spend more money. It's an amazing experience. It's the greatest thing we've built since starting the conventions is what we do on Saturday night, anchored by these guys. So I encourage you to show up. It's a blast.
I get pumped up just talking about it. Like I really
fired up too. Let's jam.
Yeah. It's gonna be great in this room because this room's small.
I know.
It's gonna be big tonight.
Awesome.
Hi guys.
Hi.
My question is for Rob. I was wondering what happened between Chuck and Becky, and also is Chuck single?
Okay. So it's weird because like I thought everything was cool, and then like I found out like the hard way from somebody else that there was an episode she went back and had a whole thing with Jared and or Sam or whatever, and so yeah, nobody told me that she moved on, and I guess she made mention that Chuck whatever moved on. I did not break up. That didn't come from me. So apparently Becky's crazy pants. We all knew that. I knew that going in. I'm crazy pants. But I thought we were a thing. So I saw her at a convention. I was like, her name's Emily. She's lovely. But I was like, she's got kids. I've got kids and stuff. But I was like, what's going on with us? But so anyway, yeah, I was totally single. And here's the thing. It's like it gets lonely up in here. So, I don't know, if you want to like hang out later. And I'm just speaking from Chuck,
How can you not want to date Rob when he answers questions like that? He's like, I'm just gonna twist this little knob on the keyboard and just be super cute. I don't know. Yeah. I'm super nice and stuff. I'm way nicer than everybody.
So when you go home, you're going to tell your friends you got hit on by God?
I'm sure my mom is really proud of me right now.
later.
All right, you over here.
If you could come back as Gabriel, how would you do that? Like, if you could do it any way that you wanted to, how would you
I'd like to start by saying, if I did come back as Gabriel, it would be with smoke. I would definitely, it would have to do with porno. This is to me, right? This question.
Robbie, if you came back as Gabriel.
It would be, first we'd just start with a phone message.
Okay.
Maybe a text.
Right.
Hey, I'm back. At BRB.
Real low, kind of slow
key.
slow
Yeah.
build.
More like you would do. Where it's like, hey, I'm back.
Just be blasé
Can't talk
about
now. Wait a minute. That's what happens to Rich when you call him on the phone. He has this automatic text that goes out like, can't talk now. Talk to you in a minute.
it. My text doesn't take that tone of
It
voice.
does. It actually says ring you. Who says ring you? Rich says ring you. Ring you back in a minute. Busy, can't talk. Ring in a minute. And that's I think gave me.
God, I love your imitation of me, man. I truly love it. It's oddly right. I had a group of friends. I had a group of friends before Supernatural. They're no longer like me, but no. My social group before, they used to imitate me as the professor, I don't know the character's name, in The Simpsons. Is like, what we do is we mix the chemicals and do flavin'. You know that guy? That was their imitation of me. Your imitation of me is so much cooler. I like the you version of me than the me version of me that other guys do of me.
Well, and your other friends also have said that the place that you were in that group was more like the place I am in this group.
Well, we're specifically talking about Rick Gomez, who's a good friend of mine, who watched Kings of Con. He's a Band of Brothers alum. Rick is from Band of Brothers. And Rick and I have worked since then many times together on projects of mine and of his, and we collaborate all the time. And so he watched Kings. He's one of the first people I showed Kings of Con to. And he's like, oh, look, Rob's your Rich. He's like, that's like you're playing me and Rob's playing you. That's kind of our thing. I'm like, Rick.
This is crazy for me because then I go, wait, so you get me?
Yeah, no, I get you'd by Rick.
You get you'd by Rick.
But I get you'd by Rick too. I mean, you and me are the same thing, but in a Rick perspective. But then I you me's perspective, like Rick does to me.
So what I gotta do?
Yeah.
I gotta find a me.
Yeah.
Ozzer could maybe be me.
No, he'd kill you. Take you right down.
I mean, either way you look at it, Rob, you're getting spaded up and down.
Yeah. You're getting spaded. Hey. The only winner here is Rick, who, by the way, he emerges scot-free in this whole scenario.
Why don't we answer the young lady's question?
Oh, as a gooey duck. Now.
We're gonna full circle.
You, young lady.
I asked this earlier of some other folks, so I'm going to ask you too. How much of your own personality is in your characters?
0. Maddie?
Not very much. I mean, you become somebody else. You try to not be yourself, I think, mostly in there. With, Young John's not like me, Michael's not like me, and whoever the hell I was in that baby episode. Not like me. I literally called Robbie Thompson. I go, Robbie, what should I do with this? I haven't been back on the show in a long time. Like, what is this setting up? As you guys saw, I was like, I don't know who I was. No. I don't know. So.
And he said, like, just don't do what? What did he say?
He said, just don't suck. So.
Good note, Robbie. Thank you.
There's a lot of him in the Trickster. I mean, come on. And Gabriel too. You and you. Look at you.
There's none of me in those characters.
Look.
I mean, well, that's my skin, Rob. I can't take my face off.
Be cool if you could.
You know what?
It would be really cool.
Young John definitely has your pelvis.
You know what? Young John is all Matt Cohen's pelvis bone,
Yeah.
for sure.
There's a lot of me and Chuck. I like people more than Chuck does. I do like to be around people. I need to get out of the house. But just the nervousness and all that,
Thank you. You.
That's a bad time for my mic to go off.
I know that you guys have a really hard time doing this. You know, I know it's hard for you to come and show up. But I know you have friends outside.
You're doing a bit right now, aren't you? You're doing a shtick.
Your cohorts. You're without peer because you're kings of con, but your cohorts, other people in the industry, are they jealous of what you have? This supernatural con event.
I will tell you that most of my friends do not know what I do or understand. I had this conversation in my meet and greet yesterday. I wasn't familiar with this universe until I got brought into it through Supernatural. And I have one other actor buddy who is now in this universe who called me when he started getting into it. A guy named Mike Hudlitz, who's now in Walking Dead. And Mike, he plays Abraham. Good actor. He's another Band of Brothers alum, and when he got on that show, he started conventions, he would call me, like, what do I expect? What do I know? You know, it's not something that as an actor you think about in terms of an auxiliary market where you go and talk on a microphone and sign stuff. That's not really part of the drama school layout, you know? So, for the most part, most of my friends who know me and know what I go and do every weekend just find it confusing. Not from a bad way, like, fans, you, weird. It's just like, I can't believe that this show has this energy around it. That it continues to be this monolith. That's the amazing part.
And I think that's why we've all become really good friends off the circuit, is that we understand what we do here and then have this bond because of it. And I'd also say, no offense to Cutlett's new fan base or whatever, but like there is something particularly special about this group of fans that makes it different.
Well, I mean, 11 seasons.
Yeah.
That's you. You did that, so it's you know, we feel. I know we all feel very fortunate to be part of this universe, and our friends think it's super. I mean, my friends think it's super cool. They're just sometimes they come. Like I had a buddy come by last night to just to hang out. He lives in Denver, and he's an old college buddy who makes his own movies. And he was hanging out, and I'd look over it every now and then. He was just like. Because we leave here and we're not famous. That's the thing, you know, it says don't take pictures of celebrities on the stage. There are no celebrities on the stage. It's like, that's when Rob and I were designing Kings of Con, our slogan for the series is meet Rob and Rich, two men who are super famous 13 weekends a year, you know? Because it's just a different kind of life for an actor. It's awesome. And we love it. We wouldn't be doing it if we didn't. But it's very unique and it's impossible. And you know this as con goers. It's impossible to explain to somebody who hasn't experienced it. It's impossible. You can watch videos, you can hear stories, but unless you've been in here and shared this thing, you don't get it.
You know, my dad goes, what are you doing this weekend? I'm like, I'm gonna be in Denver for a thing. And he's like, another autograph session, huh?
I don't get it. It's hard to describe to people.
This is literally what he says every time. Another autograph session. He has no idea this thing.
And the Saturday night thing, you can't describe it. You can't describe that emotion that feels like.
No, the whole thing, every aspect of it, unique. Let's do one more.
Hey.
Okay. I was gonna say quickie.
Speed round?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go that side. There's only one here, I think. So go ahead.
I was wondering, what have been the least favorite scenes you've ever done on Supernatural?
Least favorite scene ever on Supernatural? I don't really have any least favorite scenes.
There's no least favorite anything.
My worst day on a set is better than my best day off one. I got no name.
Although it was really scary having to hit Jared with a plunger. I'll just say that. Not my fave.
Hi, if you guys had the ability to be invisible, what would you do?
Visible. Rich, what would you do?
Women's showers.
Billy's shower.
Yeah, makes sense. It's gross.
What? I don't know.
Look, don't question his answer.
I wouldn't do those things. Does that count?
Quick, we gotta go.
Next question.
You, people, next, we're done?
Over here.
Oh, we're done? All right. Robbie, hit us.
Hi, I wanted to know what your guys' first acting experiences was like, how old you were, what the role was, and where it was.
This is really tough for speed round. Real tough. Biggest impact role? Was that what it was?
No, just first acting experience. How old were you? What was it?
First acting experience, I was 5. I did a local play, a Greek tragedy called The Trojan Women.
Yeah, I was in like
For real.
I was in like 5th grade. I did some sort of melodrama, and I was like the narrator.
I was like 13 and I was part of the Lollipops Guild in Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, right. We got more questions over here, guys.
Okay, to all of you, what happens to angels when they die? And to you, do you have the kielbasa I ordered?
Real quickly, you're coming on to me, and you want to know what?
Do you have the kielbasa she ordered?
Yes.
And what happens to angels when they die? You're an angel?
They go to the sausage factory.
One more question, last question.
Last question.
All right.
Here we go.
What is the best pranks outside the show or during your time down to Jared Padalecki?
What's the best?
Best prank to or from? Best prank to Jared Padalecki.
I've never.
You don't do a prank on Jared Padalecki because he'll stomp you like a bug.
I've never pranked him. I've never pranked him because I've got sense. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you. Matt Cohen. Richard Speight. Rob Benedict. Matt Cohen. Rob Benedict.
Yes, it is. It's a magic number. 3. That's a magic number. Yes, it is. It's a magic number.
Oh yeah, we did it. Thank you, everybody.
Is that comic?
Coming up now is an auction where you can buy stuff with our faces on it. Oh, joy. We'll be back in a little bit. Thank you so
Thanks,
much, everybody.
everybody.